This is the only keys guide you will ever need for reserve. I'll be going through every single key on the map, and then I'll rank them into my own personal tier list. At the end, I will also give you guys my personal key setup that I use. At any moment, you can skip to any part of the video using the timestamps down below. Oh, and before we start, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. So that's it, let's jump in. So the first key we're going to look at is RB-AM. It is located in the Black Bishop building right here. There's two doors to this building, one on the left, one on the right. We're going to use the left one here. And the key is located right here to the left. So this room has a bunch of toolboxes. It really is the name of the game. They're all dynamic though, so they don't always spawn. But there's a potential of 7 toolboxes. They're located all around. They can be on those shelves. As you can see, there's one here. There's also one that can spawn down there. There's one right here. There's also 2 or 3 possible spawns on those shelves. So it's a potential of either 6 or 7 toolboxes in total, but they're all dynamic. Next, you have a rare military electronic spawn on those shelves right here. I've seen it spawn on top of this one and on top of this one. On these shelves to the left, there can also be regular electronics that spawn. There is a static green box that always spawns right here, and a jacket that's also static. There's also loose tools that can spawn on these shelves in the back here. And there is also a very rare intelligence folder that can spawn on top of the green box. There's also loose gun parts that can spawn all around these 2 desks. So that's about all the loot there is in RB-AM. It is worth 30k right now at the time of making this video, so it's a pretty cheap key. I personally like it. It's a good early wipe key. Lots of toolboxes, so you can get useful stuff for your hideout. If you get lucky, you can get a military electronic on those shelves here. I got a few personally, so not good enough to be top tier, but good enough for B tier for me. So the next key we're going to look at is also located in Black Bishop. It's called RB-AK. It's on the 2nd floor. And it's this one right here. There's a trick to enter it without the key, so I'm going to show it to you guys right now. You just have to go on the 3rd floor. And then you enter this room. Jump down the window. And then you're in. So the name of the game in this room really is the electronics. You will find a bunch of electronics on these shelves here in the middle. You can spawn either on the shelves or on this little table. It is mostly electronics, but there's also a chance of finding military electronics there, like a Vertex, COFDM, VPX. Make sure you look all around at every shelf. As you can see, there's a GPU here. There's also in the back of the room here, ammo spawns in these boxes. And towards the window, you have 2 PCs right here. And they didn't spawn this time around, but you also have 2 dynamic duffel bags that spawn. There's one right here and there's one on this table. So that's about it for RB-AK. It's a very good room in my opinion. So it's worth 18k on the fleet, but it doesn't matter because you can't enter it without it. It has a lot of value. You can even loot it on your scavs. So I would recommend running this key. I have no choice but to put it in the A tier. Next key we're going to look at is called RB-ORB3. It's located in the Black Pawn building right in front of us. This building also has 2 doors. We're going to use the left one here and we're going to go straight to the 2nd floor. Once we get to the 2nd floor here, it is this door. So what you get in this room is pretty simple. You get gun parts on the right side shelves and on those right side boxes. And then you get ammo spawns on this left shelf and on the left side boxes here. You can also get AK spawns on this rack. And you also get 2 sets of drawers. These are static. They will always spawn there. And that's it. That's all there is in ORB3. Even though I consider it to be the worst out of all the ORB keys, it is still pretty good. The only thing about it is that sometimes the price will skyrocket because it's required for the inventory check task. Still good enough for B tier. So the next key we're going to look at is called RB-OB, and it's also located in Black Pawn. So all you have to do is just stay on the same side and go to the 3rd floor. Once you're on the 3rd floor, you're going to go to your left and it's this door right here. So the only thing there is that's static in this room is a set of drawers. But you also have valuable spawns either on this pile of paper here or on this shelf. Right now it's at 384k and I would never recommend buying it unless you're trying to do the task. Although I have gotten a Bitcoin on top of that table a couple streams ago, it is a absurdly rare spawn and I would not recommend running this key. I have to place it in D tier. So the next key is called RB-ORB2. It is located in the White Pawn building. So we're going to enter it from the left side door. And we are going to go straight to the 2nd floor. This key is also required for the inventory check task. So in this room, there's a lot of stuff. There's a couple dynamic weapon boxes. There's one that spawns here, one under the window, another one that spawns here, and another one in the back, as you can see. To the left on these shelves, you have ammo boxes that spawn all over. And to the right, you have weapon parts. You also have one set of drawers with a valuable spawn on top of this drawer. So ORB2, in my opinion, is the best out of all the ORB keys. When you look at it, there's a potential of 4 weapon boxes. There's gun parts, there's ammo, there's valuable spawn on top here. So all in all, really good room, good location. I'm going to rate it in the A tier. The next room we're going to look at is ORB1. It is also located in White Pond. We just have to go on the 4th floor. Once we get on the 4th floor, ORB1 is this door. So inside ORB1, we have 2 sets of drawers with a valuable spawn on top of them. Then to the left here, we have gun parts. We have loose ammo boxes. And it's also been reported that AKs spawn on these racks, but honestly, I've never found any. So as for the ranking, it's a decent room. Not to the point of putting it A tier, just like ORB2. In my opinion, ORB1 belongs in the B tier. So the next key is called RB-RH. It's located in the King building right here. We're going to enter it from the front door, the one that's right in front of the helicopter. And once we are in, we're going to go left. And then we're going to go up those stairs to the 3rd floor. Once we're on the 3rd floor, we're going to go right and right again. And RB-RH is right to the left here. So this key doesn't have much really. There's some AKs that can spawn on this rack. There's gun parts on these shelves to the right. But honestly, this room needs a buff. Just look at how pathetic it is. There's just one part here and it's a shitty one. There's also ammo spawns on this desk here. And you have 2 sets of drawers right in front. So that's it. That's RB-RH. It's worth like, I think under 10k on the flea. And that's representative of how bad this key is. That's a clear D tier for me. This key's not worth the run. So the next keys we're going to look at are also in King, but they're located in the basement. So we're going to go back to the staircase that we came from, and we're going to go down to the basement. Once we're here, just go down one more. And right here, once we get to the basement, we have RBGN, which is right here. In this room, right away, I can tell you guys, it's absolutely terrible. There's 2 toolboxes in this room and some loose tools sometimes. That's it. So this is a clear D tier again. And the next room is RB-OP. It is located inside of this little room right here. So there it is, RB-OP. And this room has almost nothing in it. I'm gonna still give it a B, and I'll explain to you guys why. The only thing that there is a set of drawers, but the thing I'm here for really is those valuable spawns. As you can see, there's 2 cats right now. It can be figurines, it can be rollers, it can be a bunch of valuable stuff. So whenever I'm going to the bunkers from King, it really is just a quick opening, grab some valuables, and then we're out. This key's worth 25k right now, so honestly, with one opening, it probably pays for itself. So if you're a fellow bunker enjoyer and you like entering the bunkers from King like me, I would advise running this key, putting this one into the B tier. So now we're going to look at the PSP and the PSV keys. These are located in the underground warehouse under the K buildings near the train station. As you can see, I am in the K buildings right now. This is the train station here. And there's multiple ways to enter this underground warehouse. I'll pull up the map to show you guys. There's one entrance that's in this tower here. It is also home to the Depot Hermetic Door Extract for scavs. There's another entrance that's hidden by the buildings, but it's about here. I'll point it on the map. It is what I call the Knight's entrance. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to enter it from the bunker hermetic door right here. You can also go on the other side in this other door. It all leads to the same place. But for the purpose of this guide, we're going to go through this door here. So you just go down right here. And just like that, we're in the underground warehouse. So the PSP and the PSV keys basically unlock these big cages. The first one we're going to look at though is the PSP one, which is right here. I'm opening it on this side, but you can also open it on the other side right here. So inside of PSP1, there is 5 ration supply crates. They are static. You will always get 5 ration supply crates down there. So this is a ration crate. This one here too. This one here too. This one's a med supply crate. You also have this one and this one, which are both ration supply crates. And in the back here, you have a technical supply crate. So like I said, that's a total of 5 ration supply crates, but you also get 1 med and 1 technical on top of it. Other than that, you get a bunch of loose food that can spawn pretty much anywhere. As you can see, there's a sugar here, but sometimes you'll find it on top here. There's an MRE here. It can be on top of these boxes here too. And there's also dynamic toolboxes. I think there's 3 total. There's one right here. There's another one here. And I believe the third one is in this general area. We didn't get a single one this time around, but there's a potential for 3 dynamic toolboxes. So that's it for PSP1. Honestly, out of all the cages, I think this is the one that has the most value. I mean, if you're looking for food, you'll get a lot of food in there. Just because of the amount of stuff there is in there and the fact that it's static boxes, I will rank this a B. Even though I think this is the best cage out of all of them, I must say I don't really like playing around in this area that much. There's just so many dark corners. If a vibe breaks out, it's just always awkward, it seems like. Let's say someone arrives and you try to shoot at them. Your bullets always go on these metal railings and it just sucks. It's just my personal preference, not my favorite area. So we're going to exit to the other side here and we're going to go straight to PSP2, which is the one that's in front right here. So in PSP2, there's a bunch of supply crates too, but unlike PSP1, some of them are dynamic. So there's a tech supply crate in that right corner and there is a ration supply crate in the middle right here. These are 2 of the static ones. The third static one is the one that's right on top here. It is a medical supply crate. Now onto the dynamic ones. There are 3. There is one that can spawn in the corner here. It is a ration and there's 2 right there. This one's a tech one and this one's a ration too. So basically if you get all the dynamics to spawn, it gets you 2 tech supply crates, 3 rations and 1 med. So that's it for PSP2. It's a decent key, but unlike PSP1, some of these are dynamics, so you can't expect to get them all the time. I will rank it in the C tier. It's still a pretty decent key, but I don't like playing in this area so much, like I've mentioned in the PSP1. So now we're gonna go on the other side, look at PSV1. So PSV1 is the one in the back right here. So right off the bat when we enter, to the left, we have 2 static medical supply crates. And to the left here, we have another one that's dynamic. In the back here is a ration supply crate. And this one here is a tech supply crate. So these are all static except this one here, this medical. So just like PSP2, it's a decent key if you like playing in this area. I personally don't, but it has a lot of value, a lot of med supply crates. If you're looking specifically for meds, this is a really good cage to loot. I'm gonna give it a C. It's a decent key, but nothing too crazy. Next, we're gonna head to PSV2 key, which is right in front of us here. So the PSV2 key always has the same thing. 3 medical supply crates and 1 technical. So the technical supply crate is right here, and the 3 meds are here, here, and here. So that's what you're gonna get with this one. Always the same thing. Just like the 2 others before, I'll be rating this one in the C tier. Next key we're going to look at is RB-PP, and we're not going to go anywhere because that key doesn't open anything. But the description of the key does mention something about a radar station bomb shelter. So maybe it'll have a use in the future. Bunker expansion, Nikita, please. Next key we're going to look at is called RB-ST. This key is located right here in the garage right next to the White Knight building. This key is needed for multiple tasks: surplus goods, revision, reserve, and snatch. So let's head into the garage. The door is located right here. So this room was already good, but it just got buffed recently, like 2 patches ago. There's a lot of stuff that spawns in this room, so buckle up. So right off the bat, to our right, on these pallets, there is a weapon box that can spawn here, along with a grenade box. And to the left, there are weapon parts that can spawn on top of these green boxes here, and also another weapon box on the ground. There's weapon parts that spawn on these pallets here, as well as a grenade box that can also spawn around here. Right here we have ammo boxes, as well as on this little table here, and to the left also right here on these green boxes. Inside of this box here, there's an ASA spawn. It's pretty rare though. If you go to the back here, you also have weapon parts spawn, also in this little box here. On these middle boxes here, there's a lot of stuff that spawns. There's a potential of 2 grenade boxes that can spawn here. There's also military electronic spawns. I found the ASA the other day right here. There's also a new armor plate spawn that's just been added. It's around here when I find them. There's also a potential of 2 OFZ spawns. They're around here and here. If we go to the back, we have another OFZ spawn on these pallets. Also plates do spawn on this pallet. There's a big box in the back. It's always there. It's static. And if we look to our right on top of this box, there is a grenade box that can spawn. We're gonna get onto this truck because there's loot there too. As you can see, there's a grenade box here, but there's also one that can spawn right next to the box here. And this box is static. It's always going to be there. So that's going to be it for RB-ST. Key is worth 72k at the moment of making this video. It is entirely worth it. I would always run this key. A lot of the stuff is dynamic, but there's so much of it that you're just going to end up looting a lot of stuff in there. Before the buffs, I would have ranked that key in the A tier, but right now I have no choice but to put it in the S tier. So the next key we're going to be looking at is RB-MP13. It is located in the White Knight building, which is right in front of us right here. So we're going to enter it through the front door. And once you get to the stairs here, you take a right, and it's going to be the last room to your left here. Let me just tell you right away, this key is really bad. I wouldn't run it under any circumstances. The only thing there is that's always there is a set of drawers, and then you're gonna have some loose tools here and there. They're gonna mostly be on those shelves here, but they can also be on this chair and on those shelves in the back here. Apparently there used to be a tank battery spawn on the floor here before, but I don't think it's there anymore. But yeah, this room's shit. We're not gonna spend more time on it. It's a D tier. Next key we're gonna look at is also in White Knight. It's on the second floor. I'm gonna show you how to get there. It is called RB-MP22. So we're gonna go up the stairs. But since we can't go on the second floor from the stairs here in White Knight, we're gonna go third floor, and you're gonna go on the roof and then down this little hall, and we end up on the second floor, and the room is located right here. There's also another way to get on the second floor, and it's through the garage in the back here. You can just hop onto this car, vault on it, and then you get right here. So we're gonna open it, RB-MP22, and in this room, on these shelves to the left, you'll have a bunch of weapon parts. Sometimes you'll get shit parts like this, but sometimes you get a bunch of suppressors and scopes that are worth a lot. There also is a rare military electronic spawn on top of this desk. It is very rare though. There's also 3 dynamic ammo boxes, just like this one. The other 2 spawns are on this table here and on this table. And finally, on these racks, you can find some AKs. If you're lucky, you'll get a 74 UB that you can remove the suppressor off of. Other than that, it's pretty worthless. So for me, I think this room is pretty decent, honestly. I'm a big White Knight player. I enjoyed this room a lot. I've been lucky with these gun parts. Not good enough to be in the A tier, but I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Alright, so next key is called RB-MP12. It is located inside the Black Knight building. It is right here. So we're just gonna go to the left, and we're gonna enter through this door in the front. And once we get in there, it is the door right in front of us, right here. So in this room, right off the bat, we have a jacket that's always here. You have gun parts that spawn on these shelves to the left. You have ammo spawns inside this green box and on top of this table here. There's also an extremely rare intel folder that spawns on the desk here. And you have 2 dynamic green boxes. There's one here and there's one right here. So that's about it for this room. It's pretty mid. Nothing too crazy about it. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Next up is RB-MP11. It's also in the Black Knight building on the second floor. So we're gonna go on the second floor right here. And once you get there, it is the first room to your left, RB-MP11. Just like MP12, you have a jacket that's always there. You also have 2 extremely rare intel folder spawns. One's right here and one's right here. You also have dynamic tool boxes that can spawn on top of this table and on top of this chair. There are loose tools to the right on these shelves and on this table and on this table here. And that's it. That's all there is in MP11. Honestly, I don't really see a reason to run this key. It is pretty bad. I'm going to put it in the D tier. Next room we'll be looking at is also in Black Knight. It is also on the second floor. It is called RB-MP21. So we're going to go to the left here, and it will be the last room to our left. So in RB-MP21, you have 2 of these weapon boxes that can spawn. We only got 1 this time, but the other one is around here when it does. There's 2 sets of drawers that are always there to the right. There's gun parts on this table here. There's also ammo boxes that can spawn in the back here on those shelves. There's also 3 possible toolboxes that you can get. They are dynamic. There's one right here. There's one on top of this table, and the last one can be under these tables here. There also are some extremely rare intel folder spawns. One is on top of the drawers, on top of this table. You also have a valuable spawn on top of this table. As you can see, there's some USD here. There's also an AK spawn on this gun rack. And there also used to be tank battery spawn in this room too. Either they removed them or they're just like insanely rare now. But they used to be on the ground around here and on this very first table here. So that's going to be it for MP21. There's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of different stuff. I would consider this the best out of all the MP keys, the night buildings keys. And for that, I will put it in the A tier. Next key we're going to look at is called RB-SMP. It is located in the White Bishop building right here. So we're going to enter from the front door right in front of us. Then we're going to go right into this room here. And then we're going to go up the stairs. And when we're on the second floor, we're going to go to the left, and it's the second door to our left here. And inside, it's basically just meds all around. So you'll have meds on the ground. On the shelves, as you can see, there's 2 Soluas right here. It really is just a bunch of meds all around. So there's nothing too crazy in this room. Also, it is a key that's required for a task. So if you're looking to buy it early wipe, it's probably going to cost you a couple hundred Ks. We'll rate it in the C tier. Next key we're going to look at is RB-KSM. It is also on the second floor of White Bishop. So we're going to go to our right here. And at the end of this hallway, to our right here, this is RB-KSM, which is also required for the disease history task. So same as RB-SMP, we have meds all around on the ground here on those shelves. You gotta look really carefully because sometimes on the ground you'll have stims. Just like that, you'll have meds all around. And you also have 2 duffel bags. They are dynamic. There's one right here, and there's also one on the couch. So just like SMP, nothing too crazy, just meds and a couple duffels. And just like SMP, it's probably going to be overpriced as hell, especially if you want it early wipe. But hey, still an okay key to farm, I guess. If you buy it for the task and you want to use it to farm some meds, it's pretty decent. I'm going to put it, just like SMP, in the C tier. So the next key is called RB-TB. It is located in Black Pond, but this time, we're going to enter it from this right side door right here. Once we enter, we're going to go down the basement, and RB-TB is this door right here. So I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys. This room is shit. It's a straight up D tier. Reason why is that there's basically only a couple gun parts that spawn on these tables here. You also have ammo boxes that spawn a little bit on the back here. You have AK spawns, and then you also have gun parts in the back. But every time I open this room, it's always shitty gun parts. Those that watch my stream know that I've given this room way too many chances. It will be straight to the D tier. The next room is also in Black Pond, and we're also going to use this door to the right here to enter it. Once we enter, we're going to go to the basement, and this time around, we're going to go to the right, and here is the marked room RB-BK. As with any marked room, it is really based on luck. There's a bunch of stuff that you can get there, both useless guns and the rarest stuff you can get basically in this game. As you can see, there's ammo box right here, but you will typically get guns, a bunch of guns. As you can see, there's an Ash 12 there, VSS, G28, there's a golden cock right here, also a key tool. This is a pretty good opening right here, but it really is based on luck. Sometimes you'll open these rooms and just get a bunch of shotguns and wooden guns, and sometimes you'll open it just like I just did, get a bunch of rares. What I'm going to do though is I'll show you guys the typical spots where rares can spawn. So right off the bat, you want to look around this circle here. Like you saw, I found the ammo case that was right here. Key tool was right here, but you also want to look all the way there. You want to look to the ground, look for that perception dot, because sometimes stuff is really well hidden. You want to look all around this circle here. You want to look on these tables. You can see there's an egg right here. You can also look on this table. And right where the Sega is, I found a Bitcoin there once. So, and also the last spot I will show you guys is the couch. As you can see, this clock was right there, but I have found so many items in the cracks of the couch, bitcoins and stuff like that. They don't show. You will not see them. They're like through the couch. You really have to look carefully and make sure you look around everywhere. So So that's pretty much it for BK. It's a marked room. It's all about luck, but honestly, you will make your money back if you just put all the valuables in your container. Every time you open it, you will make your money back guaranteed. It's almost 3 mil right now, and even then, I would say you'll make your money back for sure in 10 openings. If you're a hardcore reserve player, I would run it. I consider it the best marked room because it is so close to the cliff descent extract, which is basically the extract of choice for any reserve player. So this key for me will obviously be a S tier. While we're at it, we could also do the RB-PKPM marked room. There's multiple ways to get there because it's in the bunkers in the office, but I'm going to show you guys how to get there from the Black Pond building. So we're just going to enter the bunkers right here through this door. And we're going to go straight down. When we arrive here, we're going to go right. And then we're going to go to this hallway here, which is what I call the power hallway. It leads to the power switch, which is right here. And we're going to open this door here. Leads to the office. As you can see, this is the glass that you can break. And PKPM is right here. So PKPM recently got buffed. It used to be absolutely terrible. You would open this marked room and it would be empty sometimes. But now it's been buffed. It is 100% worth running. It's now worth 1.2 mil. So people are aware that this key has been buffed. It is really good. As you can see right off the bat, we have a injector's case. You really want to look on top of all the TVs. I have found colored lab key cards on top of these TVs. And you also want to look, as always, all along this circle here. There's also 2 more spots that you want to look at. And it's around here and around here. Also, sometimes you'll find stuff in the back. Right around here. Right here, there's an M60. There's also a couple sets of drawers, but that's not the main attraction. You can find drawers everywhere on reserve. So as with all the marked rooms in reserve, this is going to get an easy S tier. I'm not going to list everything you can get in these rooms. It's a really long list, honestly. If you open these just for the valuables and you just put them in your container, you will make your money back. Guaranteed. The next room we're going to look at is another marked room called RBVO. It is located in this little building right here on the edge of the map. It is right next to the train station. So we're going to enter it through the door right here. And once we get inside, we're going to go to the very end of the building here to our left. And this is RBVO. As with every marked room, it is really based on luck. So while I'm not going to list everything the marked room can contain, I will tell you guys which spot to look at right off the bat in VO when you enter. You want to look on the ground right here, also in this area where this MCB is too. You also want to look inside these boxes here. A regular viewer of my stream came into my chat and told me that he found a colored lab key card in one of those. So you really want to keep an eye open for this. You really want to look around on these tables. As you can see, 2 valuables on top here, but you really want to look everywhere. Even though you've already looted something, look around still and look for that perception dot. There might be a Bitcoin or a pro kill, something really small that's valuable on there. So you really want to look everywhere, all around these corners here. You want to look on this table too, and all around this circle on the ground here too. So honestly, just look everywhere and cross your fingers when you open it, because it really is all based on luck. So as with the other marked rooms in this map, I will rate it a S tier. It's a very good room. It's worth the money. VO right now is worth 2 mil, but even then, at 2 mil ruble, it is still worth it in my opinion. As with the other mushrooms, just put all the valuables in your container and you will make some money guaranteed. So that's it for VO. The next room we're going to look at is called RB-AO, and it's right in front here. It's in the same building. So let's do it at the same time. So inside of AO, basically the name of the game is gun parts. It's recently been buffed. It spawns way more parts with the addition of plates. As you can see here, there's one right here, but it really is gun parts. This particular opening isn't really good, but sometimes you'll open it and get a bunch of scopes and suppressors. It's going to be really worth it. This key is not even worth 20k rubles right now. So one opening and you'll make your money back. If you're a VO enjoyer, you might as well take AO as well, because it's worth almost nothing and it's a really good room. The reason why it's a really good room too, not only because of the loot, but also because you can just vault on top of these desks here, and if a fight breaks out at the train station, which honestly happens quite often, in the early game. You just get some cheeky angles here. So I really like running this key. Honestly, I think it's very good. It's going to go into the A tier for me. So the next key we're going to look at is RB-KPRL. It is located in this little building right next to the Queen building. As you can see, I got the Queen building, the dome right next to me. So this little building has 2 doors. One that's right here and the other one here. This is a really good key, by the way, one of my favorites. So right off the bat, you want to look on the floor. You have valuable spawns around in this area here. As you can see, the horse. And also right here, as you can see, this gold chain. There's also 2 safes in this little building. One is right here and the other one is in the back here. And you also have this little safe here on the ground, which is reported to have a Bitcoin spawn in it. I have personally never found it, but people in my chat have told me they have found it. So it seems to be just a really rare spawn. But hey, if you're going to open this room, might as well look for it. There's also 2 rare intel folder spawns. One of them is right on top of this desk and the other one is on top of the safe. But these are insanely rare. I have never found one personally. So you also have 2 dynamic weapon boxes. One of them is right here, the other one on the ground. And you can also open these panels here, which sometimes will have gun parts. Honestly, I don't even open them anymore because every time I open them, it's just some garbage, shotgun mag or something like that. You can also open this one right here. So that's about it for KPRL. One of my favorite keys, currently worth 240k, which is a lot more than it used to sell for. Honestly, it shot up in price, but even at 241k, you'll get your money back with the 40 charges just from the saves. Like, look what I got, just this opening. I got an Intel, SAS, small battery, stuff like that. You will get your money back for sure. Also, if you extract a cliff descent, it's really easy to just like quickly loot it before you extract there. This is a clear S tier key, no doubt about that. If you're a reserve player, you need KPRL. This key is really good. Buy it. So as we get out of KPRL, the next key is located inside the Queen building. We have 3 keys to look at inside there, but we're going to start with RB-KORL. We're going to enter from this door here. And we're gonna go to the right here, up the stairs, onto the 2nd floor. This is where all the 3 keys are. And we're gonna look at the first one on the left, which is RB-KORL. So I'll be real with y'all, this room's pretty bad. The only thing there is those 2 drawers here. Apparently, there's a very rare intel folder spawn on top of the drawers and on top of this table here, but I have never found them and I have opened this door a lot, so it seems to be extremely rare. So that's it for KORL. It really is only just that, even though it's a D tier for me. I still run it. There's a reason why. If you spawn at Queen and you have all the keys, you can just loot every single room and just dip at cliff descent, making this a infinite money glitch in reserve. So I would still advise running it if you intend on doing this strategy. If not, it's probably not worth it. So the next key we're going to look at, also in Queen, also on the 2nd floor, is going to be RB-RLSA. And we're going to go to the left here, and it's the room right here in the back. So in this room, you have 3 sets of drawers. There's 1 right here and 2 in the back. And on these right shelves, you have food spawns and med spawns. I found a stim there the other day. And there's also an ammo spawn. It's more to the right here. On these shelves to the left, you have electronic spawns and a rare military electronic spawn too. I have found multiple Vertex and VPX on there. You have also household products spawns on there. On these desks, there's 1 extremely rare intel folder spawn on each. So 1 right here and 1 there. And that's about it for RLSA. Not a very good room, but still a decent one. Just like KORL, I run it because whenever I spawn at Queen and I just want a free farm, I open up all the rooms in Queen and then I just dip. So while it's not good enough to be an A tier, I'm going to put it in the B tier. Next room is RB-RS. It's also located in Queen, also located on the 2nd floor. And you've guessed it, is the last room here to the left. So RB-RS. So this really is an interesting room. It really is based on RNG because there is a lot of electronic spawns in this room. Both electronics and military electronics. They're going to be all around. They're going to be on these shelves, on these boxes, on top of these server racks here. There's also another shelf here. As you can see, there's a relay there. I found military electronics there too. You really got to look everywhere on top of these server racks. Also on top of this desk here. And you also want to look on top of these boxes and inside of these boxes here. There's also 5 dynamic toolboxes that spawn. There's 1 right in front, as you can see. We almost got all of them. There's 1 here, 1 right next to the window here, 1 on this server, and 1 in the back right here. And we almost got all of them. The only one that we didn't get is right to the left when we enter. As with all the queen keys, I think it's worth running just for the strategy I've told you guys about. I think this room also has a lot of value, not only because of the loot, but because of the strategic advantage it gives. I'm gonna tell you guys why. If you go right here, look at these windows and the view you got. This is basically like whenever a Chad comes to extract at cliff, they will always come either from there or from here. So you get angles on both sides and really good angles at that. Like you really got good windows to look at. Obviously, I'm giving you guys tricks to be better at extract camping at cliff. I might regret this shit, but hey, this is a really good key. This is an A tier. Let's move on. So now we get to the final tier list. So let me know, guys, do you agree with my rankings? Agree, disagree? Please let me know in the comments. Honestly, I love going back and forth about anything reserve related. Please let me know also if you think I forgot about something in the guide. Did I miss a loot spawn anywhere? So here's my personal key setup that I use when I'm trying to farm reserves. So obviously we have 3 marked keys here. I go through many of these every wipe. Right here, we have all of the ORB keys, including RB-OB. I know I did rate it D tier, but I'm a big pawn player, specifically black pawn. So I spent a lot of time in that building, so might as well. I did find a Bitcoin in there. Pretty surprising. And then a couple night keys, because I do play the night buildings from time to time, and these keys have some value with them, obviously excluding MP13, which has basically nothing in it. Right here, we have the 4 queen keys. KPRL is a must. If you're playing reserve without KPRL, I don't know what you're doing. Stop this right now. And as for the other 3, if I spawn at queen and I just feel like chilling, I can just like loot everything, loot all of these rooms, and then just dip at the cliff descent extract right next to it. So you get a quick in and out. RB-OP, I've explained why I run it. You can just loot it, grab some valuables real quick, put them in your container, and go on with your raid. RB-ST, a lot of value, a very good key. Another key that pretty much everyone should use. RB-AO goes hand in hand with RB-VO in the same building. Sometimes you will just spawn there. So you can just like spawn there, loot VO, loot AO, and you get a bunch of loot out of it. And RB-AM, I'm a Black Bishop enjoyer. Obviously, I do loot AK2, but you don't need the key to open it. I'm just a Black Bishop enjoyer. This room has quite a lot of value. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that like button. It would help me a lot as a smaller content creator. Also, I do go live every weekend. I'm a part-time streamer. I stream on YouTube, on Twitch, and on TikTok. Find my socials down below. We also have a beautiful Discord community if you wish to join. The link is also down below. So that's it, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.